7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have ignition.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rest Period After Dark. This is episode 5. Week 4 is almost in the books. We got one more Monday night game going on right now, but no, it was a good week. We got a lot to talk about.
Crazy week. We got some upsets. We got some elite teams showing their true colors out in LA. We got a lot to talk about here tonight.
And I'm coming live to you guys from AMRAP Method in Grafton, Wisconsin, the best gym in Ozaki County tonight. So we're bringing the cheese, baby. We're ready. All right.
I think we should just start right away with obviously the Rogans. I don't got a Rogan. I drank all my Rogans.
That Hulk loves Rogans, baby.
Yeah, the Rogans are too good, so I had to drink all those. But
that's all right. You guys want to start with your Colts Rams assessment, and I'll kind of sit back.
yeah, let's start with Colts Rams. Goggins, obviously, your Rams got it done this week. I still don't think they're a very good football team. I think the Colts lost that game. I don't think the Rams beat us. I think the Colts lost. So that's what I'm going to say. That's my initial assessment.
How you going to say the Rams aren't a very good football team? Come on now. I mean, I'll admit that the Colts and one particular player really shot themselves in the foot. But at the same time, man, the Rams, they got some class out there, man. Matthew Stafford, almost 400 pass yards, 3 touchdowns. Man.
All the one guy. Puka Nacua had like 200 yards receiving.
Well, there was that last play to Tutu. That was big. That was Stafford's longest touchdown of his career, 88 yards to Atwell at the end of the game.
And surprise, surprise, it was the same corner that was covering Puka the whole game.
Why'd they only have 10 players on the field?
Yeah, let's talk about that. What's going on in Indy?
I don't know.
The Colts are like, nah, man, we need 10. We don't need 11.
Not only did they have 10 guys on the field, but Xavier Howard tripped on his own feet. And that's why that play.
Hulk's calling for the cut. We got to cut that guy.
Yeah.
I think we're done with him, right?
with Xavier Howard. They had him covering Puka the whole game, and Puka freaking went nuts.
So tell us, Hulk, you said the Colts beat themselves. What do you mean by that? Because I agree, because I saw some crazy shit going on. Can you explain what you mean by that? Because I understand what you're trying to say there.
Well, when I say that the Colts beat themselves, I mean, obviously the Adonai Mitchell play was really bad. That should have been a touchdown. Dude should have just held on to the ball. There's no reason to be reaching for the goal line in that situation. Like, just tuck the ball, run in the end zone, score a touchdown. Even if you get tackled at the 1-yard line, we're probably scoring a touchdown there.
I don't think he was reaching. I think he was celebrating. I think he was trying to hit a little flex. But it was a crazy play too. Go ahead.
Whether he's celebrating, whether he's reaching for the goal line, I don't care. You should be holding onto the ball, scoring your points. Like, there's no celebrate after. There's so much time to celebrate after you've already secured the play. That touchdown, we get that touchdown, Daniel Dimes probably doesn't throw 2 picks. He wouldn't have even been in that situation. We probably would have been running the clock out. And we had another touchdown that was taken away from us. Jonathan Taylor ran in a touchdown that was taken away by Adonai Mitchell because of a really bad, blatant holding call where he basically grabbed the dude and spun him around.
Yeah. I mean, that was brutal. I kind of felt bad for him, honestly, to give up 2 huge plays like that. I mean, and the reception was like, that was one of the craziest catches I've seen in a while, to pull that in. But then just a total boneheaded I don't know what was going on the 2 yard line. I think maybe we saw the ghost of Aaron Donald come out to play, stripping him on the 1 yard line. But yeah, I mean, I guess the silver lining is that Mitchell. I mean, he actually put up some good numbers for you guys. Despite the nonsense. I don't know. Maybe you have a potential receiver if you can kind of clean some of that up. But
Yeah, I mean, he's not like a bad receiver in that regard, but it's like I said, it's just too many mental mistakes. It was that, and then we were constantly getting penalties all game. The penalties were killing us. And yeah, obviously, like, we just had some miscues with our secondary that allowed some big passes to get through, like Xavier Howard tripping on his feet, 10 guys on the field. Like, I'm telling you, if the Colts play a cleaner game, I mean, the Rams don't stand a chance.
well, hey, we might find out come February. Kyle doesn't think they're contenders, but
I don't think they're contenders. Like I said, Stafford's a one-trick pony. You cover Puka, what has he got? You cover Puka, what has he got? He's got nothing.
I think, can we go back to that Mitchell play? So Jonathan Taylor had the same problem last year. What's going on with the Colts? Why are we not finishing the touchdowns, guys? That's a systemic problem in our team, right? We got to go through the end zone, finish the play. I think Hulk, you got to talk to these guys. They got to listen. They got to say, the Hulkster wants us to finish these plays. You know what I'm saying? We got to just no showboating. No more showboating. Jonathan Taylor had a really bad play just like that last year. I mean, it's like you guys cannot do that stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't see that often.
Yeah.
That's 2 guys from the Colts in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, basically when I was watching that game, as soon as I saw that play, I knew we were going to lose. Like, as soon as I saw that play, I knew we were going to lose. Because I knew that this game was going to be close. Like, even the odds basically gave the Rams like a 3-point favorites, but they always give the home team like a 3-point favorite. So they're basically saying that they were evenly matched. It's going to come down to like one score. Well, when you wipe 14 points off the board, one guy wiping 14 points off the board, I mean, in a game that's going to be that close, like, you just can't win. It's just impossible.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a huge turnaround. I will say, not to make excuses, it is kind of a crazy rule that a fumble through the end zone isn't touchback the other way. I have to say, like, there's got to be something, I don't know, a little more fair the NFL can come up with. But, I mean, that aside, that's crazy.
It makes sense if you get, like, stripped. Because, like, if you get stripped and it goes out the back of the end zone at the 1 yard line. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost say that, like, if a defense doesn't recover the ball, it's like whoever last had possession, just give it to them, like, on the 10 or something. But anyways, that's kind of neither here nor there. That was a brutal play. That was definitely a momentum changer. And like you said, Hulk, the Colts had a couple sloppy penalties. You were kind of talking about this, I think, in week 2 with the Broncos. You said there was flags on the field all day. I think that was the game. So maybe some things they got to clean up.
It was a completely different story, though, with the Broncos. Like, the Broncos game, the refs were just terrible. Like, the penalties weren't even, like, real penalties. They were calling penalties that shouldn't have been penalties. This game was different. Like, we were just, like, the penalties were well-deserved. Like, they were obvious. Like, the holding call on Adonai Mitchell was obvious. I mean, there was some bad penalties. Like, they called, like Tyler Warren caught a pass on the 1 yard line. And then the very next play, they called, like, offensive pass interference because basically he just, like, stiff-armed the linebacker that was in front of him right off the whistle, and the dude fell over. So they basically penalized him for being too big.
Yeah.
He's too big and strong, and he knocked the linebacker over, so they called him for OPI.
He's been lifting too much, huh?
That drive, that was the same drive that we had scored a touchdown. We had scored a touchdown that Adonai Mitchell took away. We got back to the 1, and then 2 penalties brought us back to the 20. We ended up kicking a field goal, which then set up a Rams drive that tied the game. And then we ended up throwing another, whatever. They tied the game, and then we ended up losing, but later because they scored again.
How about the Rams side? What are we feeling? Are you feeling like good about your offense and defense, Stafford? I
Dude,
mean, tell me. I didn't.
Hulk can say he's a one-trick pony, but he's been a one-trick pony for 15 years, man. He's always got a receiver that's going for 100 yards. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about him having some back problems. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of signs of that. Obviously, he's got some great receivers. I mean, they were pretty wide open and just fast guys down the field for LA. But I mean, this is like what I've been kind of saying since week one is like, I just feel like they're that table scraps team. It's like the Rams win a lot of games that are just kind of broken football games. And I feel like this was kind of another example of that. Like they just kind of stay in there. They know that they have a many times over Pro Bowler quarterback, a bunch of good receivers. They can make a big play like 2-2 at the end of the game. Yeah, I mean, they just kind of put themselves in a position where they're always one play away. And like if they do that enough, that they tend to win enough games and just always kind of stick around, that playoff line. So
Yeah, I do think
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I do think the Rams defense is pretty good. I mean, that was the other problem is the Great Wall of Indy looked kind of porous this week. The Rams were bringing pressure. Daniel Dimes was getting hit. He hasn't really gotten hit all season, so this is kind of the first game he was actually probably feeling a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah, who is that guy bringing that heat off the edge there, Goggins? Your favorite guy, what's his name?
Jared Verse.
Oh, yeah, Jared Verse, yeah.
I thought it was the ghost of Aaron Donald. What are we talking? Come on, man. What's
I'm
going on
telling you,
here?
man. A generational player, Those Rams, they got a lot of tape they're still watching in that defensive room of old Aaron, just melting offensive linemen. So, no, it's I mean, I think they're a pretty well-balanced team, obviously. Like they've been right in there with the Eagles. They're the only undefeated team in the NFC now. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it's only week 4, but I think LA is definitely going to be in the mix. I still think they're definitely going to win the NFC West. So, especially with the way the Niners struggled this weekend, I think that's kind of a bad sign, after losing Bosa. So, but we'll get to that. I'm feeling good about the Rams pick. Better every week.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
But you guys still think they're contenders? Both teams are contenders? You still feeling good?
I never thought the Rams were a contender, but I do think the Colts are still contenders. No, I think Stafford kind of got bailed out a few times. There were definitely like 3 or 4 passes that should have been picks. Like there was a throw right down the middle that Zaire had a hand on and should have picked. There were a few picks that Nick Cross should have had that some of our other safeties should have had, other cornerbacks should have had that. Like there were like 2 or 3 times that he threw it to like, I don't know if it was his running back or like another like slot receiver where he basically bobbled it up in the air and there just wasn't any Colts defender in the area where the ball was getting bobbled. That could have easily been picks. So I don't know. I just feel like the Rams didn't impress me on offense. I feel like they did enough to beat the Colts, who were kind of shooting themselves in the foot. But like I said, you take away those mental mistakes, it's a completely different game. The Colts are winning. We're 4-0. So that's why I really just feel like the Colts lost this game. The Rams didn't really beat us.
What about you, Goggins? Where you at?
With respect to if the Colts are still contenders?
Colts and Rams.
Well,
you feel good about the Rams,
the
right?
Rams will be there. I think the Colts, I don't know, they're playing the Raiders this week. So, I mean, they get a nice soft landing after that, after a frustrating game. Yeah. They have a pretty easy schedule, I think. I think that they'll definitely win at least 10 games. So, I think that, I think they'll be a playoff team. I don't think that they'll do much in the playoffs, but I think they're definitely still a playoff team.
Yeah. I think one kind of storyline potentially to follow is the emergence of the Jacksonville Jaguars as potential players for a wild card spot because they beat the San Francisco 49ers this week.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
They're now 3-1, so they have the same record as the Colts all of a sudden. So like a team that we thought definitely in our predictions, I mean, we thought they weren't even going to be in the conversation. They're in the conversation now. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I don't think any of us had them as, a legitimate team through 4 weeks. I mean, looking pretty good. Obviously, a big win this weekend. I mean, Etienne ran for 124 yards and a touchdown. I think we all knew he was a solid back. But I mean, if he keeps producing like that, and obviously T-Law has a lot of potential in him. They made that run a couple of years ago. The Jaguars, there's a couple times now they've kind of cropped up out of the pile and made a playoff run. So it's always kind of entertaining when they do, just because they don't, they have never really done much historically. So, but I mean,
I think they
yeah, sorry, go. I was
go
gonna say,
ahead.
I
Sorry.
think it's still so early, and they haven't really played many good teams. Like I don't really think they're contenders, but they're, it's a fun storyline if they can keep it going.
I think you're spot on. I mean, they got some guys on offense. They have Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter. They just drafted ETN. They have Trevor Lawrence as a first round, number one pick. But they have on defense, man. They got some dogs. I mean, they got the other Josh Allen, not the one I'm wearing the jersey of, but Josh Allen for the Jaguars is really good off the edge. Travis Hunter's playing two ways. They got a lot of young talent, so I think they caught the 49ers on a down week and a down. I mean, I just think the 49ers are so beat up right now. It's kind of hard to say what they are, but you got to give the Jaguars credit, man. So yeah, they're gonna surprise teams. I hate to say it, they're a team that we all thought maybe could do something, and now they're outplaying a lot of these teams that we thought were kind of the dogs. For example, the Packers or some of these other teams. Man, the Jaguars are 3-1, so we got to give them credit. Winning in the NFL is hard, man. So
Yeah, and I think
yeah,
when you really look at the Jaguars and just their path to 3-1, obviously they beat the Panthers week 1, which is a pretty cupcake opponent to start the year. Uh, they ended up beating Houston, which was, I think, a surprise to all of us that Houston is just not that great this year. So just seeing like Houston and kind of some of their other games to start this season, you kind of start to think that, it probably doesn't show a whole lot that they're beating Houston at this point. But definitely beating the 49ers is a big win. So yeah, they got the Chiefs next week. Um, I
the
want them to
Jaguars
beat the
too.
Chiefs just because I don't like the Chiefs, but I want them to lose the Chiefs for the Colts. So
Yeah. I think they'll lose that game. The Jaguars, as good as they look in the first few games, they caught the 49ers way down, man. I mean, the 49ers just lost Bosa. I don't see the 49ers being what I thought they would be, so which is unfortunate, but I don't like the 49ers that much. I feel bad if anyone gets injured, obviously, but um, yeah, Nick Bosa being out, he's a top 5 edge rusher. That's like us losing Micah Parsons for the Packers or, for the Colts losing Letu or, go down the list. That's a big loss. I just don't think they're going to be the same team, man. So Jaguars, I give them credit, but they're not an elite team, obviously. So
Yeah, that Jaguar Chiefs game, that's a 2023 revenge match for the Jaguars. Maybe they'll come out firing.
yeah,
yeah,
man, the Chiefs are hot though too, man. So I don't know.
it is in Jacksonville. So
Yeah,
maybe
hot as hell down in
maybe
Duval.
they
It's hot down there, man.
exactly. But no, I mean, speaking of, I know we were just talking about the Colts game, but another big story from that game is Kenny Moore wasn't playing. If Kenny Moore was playing, maybe we have him on Puka Nakua, and it's a different game.
Oh, it definitely would have been. You got to remember the NFL or football or any sport. It's not about the X's and O's, man. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. So you take out some good players, your team doesn't look the same. And, I hate to say it, like any team that has injuries at key positions, the other team just says, oh, we're going to pick on that guy. So Puka, well, there's a reason he was open, right? Like, one, he's really good. Two, they're like, hey, Kenny Moore's out.
I think one other game I want to touch on before we get to the Packers and the Cowboys is the Bears and the Raiders. the Bears got another win. They're on a little bit of a streak. That's something you don't normally talk about when you talk about the Bears, but they barely edged out the Las Vegas Raiders. So I don't know if you guys saw that game, but they won on a blocked field goal. Yet again, another blocked field goal, winning it. I think this is the most blocked field goals we've seen in just a 2-week span ever to win games.
It's kind of fun, though. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Like, get a little bit of action on the special teams. I think it's kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know, man. The Bears, Raiders, I hate to say it, the Bears, who I said were really bad, I mean, they're 2-2, so I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, we're 4 games into the season. They beat the Raiders, who are not very good, but it's still a win, man. So in the NFL, to win games is hard. So I got to give him credit, right? So I think Caleb Williams has played okay. I think he's been okay, and Ben Johnson is obviously getting him going. So I don't know. He's a little bit better than I thought in his second year. He's starting to figure some stuff out. I definitely pick him up in fantasy world, not maybe in real life, but he's playing pretty well in fantasy football. I'll give him that part.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I was just gonna say that I think with obviously the Packers tying this week and the Bears getting a win. I mean, if they win another game, I would say that they're all of a sudden in the conversation, at least in the NFC North, because nobody's undefeated. The Lions are 3-1. They're tied with the Vikings right now. The Packers only got 2 wins, so maybe the Bears are in the conversation in the NFC North. Maybe they're not going to be as bad as we thought they were.
Yeah, there's a lot of storylines I will entertain. I think the Bears being a playoff team is not one of them. But no, they started, I think, 4-2 last year, 4-3. They were decent off the blocks last year. I saw a ranking today that had Caleb Williams. I think it was a Fox Sports ranking, so for whatever that's worth. But they ranked him like 3rd or 4th in the NFC at quarterback through 4 weeks, which is just kind of insane. But to Kyle's point, like if you look at his stats, he's been pretty solid through 4 weeks. But I mean, let's be honest, the Raiders are terrible. So like I don't think it's too much of a statement game. But obviously they beat the Cowboys last week, so
yeah, you got to give the Bears a little credit. Hey man, winning's hard. So Caleb Williams is not a top 3 quarterback in the NFC, but I'd give him he's playing okay, right? Like in fantasy football, I'd take that guy in a second because just like Justin Fields, he can run. He obviously can throw, get some yards. In real life on the football field, he makes a lot of mistakes. And we'll get to the Packers. We know a guy, Jordan Love, who's made a few mistakes in the last few weeks. But Caleb Williams is still he's still young, man. He's not in the top 10 conversation yet. But he's super talented. He's fast. He can run. That's what I love about him is he has a little bit of that Justin Fields in him, but he can throw way better, way more accurate. Man, if they can figure it out, it's not going to be this year. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. I could see them being dangerous next year, though. I mean, they got the coach. They got some talent. I mean, I got to give it to them. They have done a pretty good job. So I know through 4 games, we're going to start crowning or telling, we got to be careful through 4 games who's the best player, But, I crown the Packers. Of course, they're making me look dumb now. But no, the Bears, I think they're going to be better than we thought, right? They're not going to be 2-15 this year. Like they're going to win some games. So I got to give them some credit there for sure, man.
Yeah, I think we're really seeing the motto of any given Sunday this week in some of these games. Like these teams you think are bad, at the end of the day, they're professional football teams, so they can win games. They just show up.
I thought the Colts would win that game, Hulk. Right? I'm not saying the Colts are.
They should have.
So the Colts aren't bad, but that game, any given Sunday, I take the Colts 7 out of 10 games. They play the Rams. No offense. I mean, seriously, Goggins, no offense, but the Colts are a better team. I thought. I just think that's how it is. The Packers beat the Cowboys 8 out of 10 times, but damn, man, the Cowboys figured it out. So it's kind of fun. I think that's why it's fun in the NFL. You don't know. Like, your team might actually blow it, and they might blow it multiple weeks in a row and then come back and be fine. So I think it's entertaining. It's like, that's why I like watching the NFL. But
Yeah, I think the Colts.
It's also annoying.
I think the Colts are going to get a nice little comeback game this week playing the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they can kind of get that Rams game out of their system and then just beat the piss out of a weaker team. So
get that gum out of Carroll's mouth, huh?
Yeah. Pete Carroll's been chewing his gum, but he hasn't been chewing his gum hard enough because the Raiders aren't very good. He needs to chew his gum harder.
This is the first time he started under 500 in the first 4 games since 2011, man. That guy is a good coach. I mean, the Raiders are going to be better than people think. I really think he's a good coach. But anyways, he doesn't have enough talent. Not enough talent to win games. So, but I'm going back to the Colts Rams. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it one more time. I think the Colts should have won that game. I literally turned that game on. Tutu Atwell's running by himself on the field for a crazy long touchdown. JT, by the way, Jonathan Taylor had an unbelievable run for a touchdown, and Hulk mentioned this. But, like, let me go back to that play. That guy, he took on 2 guys and broke 2 tackles and spun out of another tackle and then ran away from a safety. Like, he is the best running back in the NFL right now. Like, that was an incredible play, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
That was at the end of the game. But then it didn't count. It didn't count.
Yeah, basically every single game so far this year, Jonathan Taylor has been good for one spectacular touchdown at the end of games. And Adonai Mitchell just wiped it off of the face of the earth against the Rams.
Dude, I still think this week was a good week for the Colts. Like, even without the win, they made a lot of big plays. They had obviously some mistakes, but I mean, they outplayed the Rams. I'll admit they outplayed the Rams. The Rams just made the Rams just won the game. They made the decisions you have to make to win. But I mean, the Colts show they have the firepower. Like, I think that we're gonna see they can pretty much contend with anybody. It's just gonna come down to, are they a winning football team or not? Like, they have all the talent. They've proven that.
I just hope that Danny Dimes got his interceptions out of his system. I knew they were coming at some point. No quarterback goes perfect for the entire season. He got his 2 interceptions out of the way. Adonai Mitchell got his one big mistake out of the way. The defense and the offense with the penalties, they got all that stuff out of the way, So now they're going to be good for the rest of the season because they all got it out in one game.
16-1 this year. Hulk, what do you think?
I'd be surprised if we go 16-1, but that would be a miracle. But
hey, can I go to the Bills Saints game now?
But last point I'm going to make with the Colts Rams is that Colts team looked like a Colts team that I've seen a lot of. That looked like the Colts team of the last 5 years that I've seen. That felt more right at home. Weeks 1 through 3, that was like a different Colts team. The Colts team against the Rams, that's the Colts team I'm used to seeing.
Brought you back to earth a little bit.
I was like, yes, I forgot. We're the Indianapolis Colts. This is what we do. We choke games.
Yeah, Hulk slept deeply and soundly last night. He was right at home.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All right, let's go to the Bills Saints game. I was telling these 2 guys a little bit, but so I rewatched the whole game, Bills Saints. The game was at Buffalo, so I thought, man, this is going to be a blowout game, and it was tight, man. It was for some reason the Saints just said, nope, we're gonna make this really hard on you today. Josh Allen threw a pick in the second quarter, which was pretty bad. He almost threw another pick that the guy dropped in the second quarter. But yeah, late in the game, it was a little bit closer than I would have wanted. The Bills pull away because we have Josh Allen, right? We have the MVP, the best quarterback in the NFL. Like, he is the reason, obviously, we pulled away at the end, and James Cook played really well. But guys, it was a little too close for me. Like, I didn't think we played great. Like the Colts Rams seemed like that game was really fun, really competitive. The Saints come to Buffalo, you're like, yeah, the Saints are really bad, one of the worst teams in the NFL. And dude, they kind of knocked us in the mouth, I'll be honest. Like I watched the whole game, I'm like, whoa. I didn't feel great about it. So we still won, right? We're 4-0, the Bills. And I'm a fan of the Bills, so it's, you feel good about it. But I'd really like them to improve some stuff. Their defense was a little bit lackadaisical. I've been saying this for a few weeks. Spencer Rattler had a few big runs. And honestly, yeah, our offense just didn't play great. We had a lot of penalties. It was ugly, man. I'm still, obviously, they're my favorite in the AFC. It's a long season. They're favored to win every game this year. So everyone thinks they're going 17-0. I don't want them to do that. I want them to lose a few games, get a few bruises, right, so they can come back and fight. What do you guys think about that game?
I mean, I know we said any given Sunday. Obviously, anyone can beat anybody. But the Bills can basically sleepwalk their way to like 12 or 13 wins this year. Their schedule is really easy. Like this can happen time to time where they just kind of have a lackadaisical game and still get the win against just kind of the bottom of the league. But it's hard. It's like a double-edged sword. Like it's nice that you kind of have a guaranteed playoff slot, but at the same time, like you said, if you don't get a few games where you really have to battle and like where you're actually, where Josh Allen has to like elevate, he's got to, flex that muscle a bit before January. So I don't know. I feel like I prefer to actually have a harder schedule and not just be
Me too.
playing the Saints.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want some bruises, Goggins. I'd rather play, the Rams, Colts, any of these teams. It's been a little bit it's been feeling weird, right? We, beat the Dolphins last week. We beat the Saints this week. Both teams are pretty low on my totem pole of how good they are, right? But the Bills played down to their opponent, and I don't like that. So it's kind of like the Chiefs last year. Everyone's like, man, they're not that good, but they just keep winning. I'm kind of like, is that going to happen this year to the Bills? Like, are they going to kind of just keep winning, but they're not playing great? You know what I mean? So obviously, I hope I'm wrong and they pick it up a little bit. But
Yeah, obviously the Bills they can sleep for a whole half and still win games by 30 points just with Josh Allen being who Josh Allen is. But I mean, really, the game you thought was a statement win for them was when they beat the Ravens right away to start the year. But it's starting to feel like it's not really that big of a statement win because the Ravens are just not that good, especially now with Lamar getting a little dinged up this week. Hopefully he comes back. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think, like you were saying, I don't think the Bills have had that statement win yet, even though they're 4-0.
I agree. No, I'm with you guys. So
No, it's true.
hopefully we pick it up.
They're not going to get a chance to get a statement win. Like literally look at their schedule. Their hardest games are, they have the Chiefs, who are obviously take a step back. They have the Buccaneers, who, they're fine, but they're not, I don't think they're contenders. They have the Steelers, and they have the Eagles. And I think those are the only 4 games that I could see them losing. And like none of those teams are, obviously the Eagles are the Eagles, but
Yeah, I think the Eagles is really their big. Like if the Eagles are, the Eagles aren't the Eagles 4-0? The Eagles are 4-0.
Yeah,
but
they're 4-0.
But that's
Yeah,
gonna be week 7 or week 16 too. It's gonna be like or week 17. Sorry, it's gonna be a throwaway game. Like the Bills will probably already have the 1 seed by then, so they're just not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't really have any. There's not much for them to get up for in that schedule. I mean, I guess the Chiefs, like a revenge game, but
Yeah, but the Chiefs are having a down year.
yeah.
They did win another game though, so they've brought themselves back to equality at 2-2. So
Yeah, no, I think the Chiefs. Should we go to the Chiefs game now?
yeah, Chiefs Ravens.
The Chiefs beat the crap out of the Ravens, Hulk.
Yes, they did.
I mean, I think I agree with what you just said. The Ravens are not great. I mean, unfortunately for the NFL, they're not too happy about that. But power rankings aside, right? They had the Ravens in the top 5. They're just not. They're not very good, right, Hulk?
Yeah,
and
I
I know
mean,
you've been saying that, Goggins. You've been saying that from previous weeks. I just think we all think their defense is lousy, and now Lamar's out. Come on, it's gonna be tough, man.
Their defense
for them.
is lousy, and their one-man wrecking crew is now hurt. So I don't know. I don't know how optimistic you can be about this team. I mean, obviously they still have Derrick Henry, so I mean, I guess there's that.
Yeah, I mean they made it through a tough stretch of games, but they're letting up 40 points a game. That's tough.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much more to say other than they need to clean it up on defense, and their offense needs to be more consistent because their offense should be putting up 40 points a game and they're not. So what's going on there?
I heard one take, Hulk. I don't know if you like this or not, but basically the only thing I'd say with the Ravens, because I said they'd win their division. I don't think their division's very good. The Browns, the Bengals, you have two teams with questionable, rosters, I would say. And I know the Browns beat the Packers and the Bengals. Technically, they're 2-1, but they don't have Burrow for pretty much the rest of the season. I think you're looking at two pretty bad teams there. And then are the Steelers better than the Ravens? That's the real question. So I don't know. That's the hard part. But I agree the Ravens are not what we thought they were. They're not the juggernaut. The Colts are. Let's be honest. I think the Colts have leapfrogged way over the Ravens in the AFC, right? It's pretty clear to me.
Yeah, I think if the Colts...
I think a lot of people are still like, oh, the Ravens are so good.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't given the Colts enough credit, so maybe that's part of what we should talk about too.
Yeah, I think right now the Colts definitely have the potential to be really good. Obviously, make a run in the playoffs. But like I said, if we see more games like they played this week, just shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, that's been a problem with the Ravens in past years and other teams in past years. Like, you can have a really good team and lots of talent, but if you're constantly shooting yourself in the foot, I don't know if it really matters all that much. So, I mean, if the Colts can continue to play clean football and not replicate what we saw this week, I think, yeah, why not? They should be able to make a run this year based on how they've been playing through 3 weeks.
I do want to give the Ravens a little bit of credit. I mean, they have 8 guys on defense who are out right now, 5 of whom are on the IR. So it's hard to deal with that 4 weeks into the season. So I mean, you never know if they can get healthier, or get some more playing time through the rest of their roster. But
I haven't been saying this, but I've been hearing this. The Ravens are cursed. They're cursed with injuries at the end of seasons and choking games when it matters.
Especially Mark Andrews, the big white guy. Right?
Yeah, they're wasting Lamar's talent. Lamar needs to go to another team so he can win a Super Bowl.
I think Ray Lewis might have made a deal with the devil. He probably sold the Ravens' future for a couple of rings.
What did Ray Lewis do, Goggins? Can you please tell me?
I don't know if I can legally comment on what Ray Lewis did. No, I think...
Never mind.
No, I'm kidding. Ray Lewis, I don't know. What do you mean, what did he do?
Was he guilty?
Oh. I can't comment on this.
Okay.
I have no comment.
Anyways.
I have no comment.
No comment on Ray Lewis. We'll act like he's innocent. All right.
He was a freak of nature when he played football. That's all I'll say.
He gives a hell of a pump-up speech.
Yeah. But another game I want to talk about, I know we want to get into the Packers-Cowboys, but, we kind of talked about this before, but it looks like the Chargers chargered this week, losing to the Giants. That's major.
How about Scattaboo?
That's a major chargering to lose to the Giants.
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst losses so far this year, huh? They're undefeated. They go lose to the Giants, starting a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
That was surprising. That was very surprising to me. I thought they'd win that game, but
yeah.
I don't know, man. The Giants have Scattaboo and they have JAXSON DART. Unfortunately, Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. That's like, I feel really bad for that kid. He's really good. The receiver.
Word on the street was that JAXSON DART posted a picture of Justin Herbert's girlfriend on his social media or something before the game. That might have had something to do with it.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that.
That's what I heard.
That's awesome. JAXSON DART, no joke. I mean, he starts, against the Chargers, and he took him out, man. So, hey, we got to give him credit. This is the NFL. We've been saying this a lot, but every team has a shot. So the Giants, they look really bad on paper, but I don't know, man. Scatterboo is a really good player. I really like him because he's on my fantasy team, of course. That's why I like him. But JAXSON DART, I don't know. He didn't have a very good week, like stats wise, but their defense played well. I told you guys I was worried about the Chargers. They have a lot of injuries, and I think their backup left tackle Joe Alt also went out with an injury. Dude, they have so many injuries piling up, so I'm a little bit worried about them long term. And you're right, going back to the Ravens, injuries on defense, dude, it's like if you don't have the guys, you're gonna lose games, guys. You know that, and you can pay all the money in the world to these guys, but the Packers are dealing with the same problems right now. We just have too many injuries at key positions. The Bills aren't. The Bills are actually pretty healthy, man. So that's why they're 4-0. The Eagles are 4-0. They don't seem to have a lot of injury problems. The Colts don't seem to have a ton of injury problems other than Kenny Moore being hurt, right? They've had a lot of their guys playing. The Rams have their guys playing for the most part. So, yeah, it's like who's going to stay healthy, man? That's who's going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, the Colts have a couple guys that I think are battling with some just like maintenance kind of injuries. You'll see them come in and out maybe for like a week. I know Latu was out the week before. I think he was out week 2 with like a little bit of something. And I think Kenny Moore was the same thing. He was out this week because of just like a maintenance kind of injury. But I think we'll have Kenny Moore back next week. So I'm not too worried.
I think the Chargers missed the playoffs, like I said in my preseason picks. I think you come out hot 3-0, too many injuries though. 4 games means nothing, guys. I mean, you got 17 games. You have to win probably 10 to 11 games to get in the playoffs. So unfortunately, injuries can be devastating, and it's kind of the hard part with the NFL, man. Whoever stays injury free or close to. And right now, Chargers doesn't look like they have that going, right? So I feel bad for them. I hate players getting injured, but
yeah,
that's just my 2 cents on them.
That was a brutal loss for the Chargers. All the momentum they thought they had, I thought they had, kind of ran into a brick wall. JAXSON DART, good football name. He looks like he should be selling slush puppies, not ruining the Chargers' dreams in the AFC West.
Yeah, can we talk about that? JAXSON DART's a great name for a quarterback.
That is an unbelievable football name.
Darts.
Yeah.
Unbelievable name for a quarterback.
Who named that guy? Smart people.
I want to meet this guy. He looks like a true character. I've never seen him interviewed, but I gotta watch some of the tape on this guy.
Let's study on him this week. And I haven't either. So we got to do some research here. Rest period after dark.
Yeah, I still think the Chargers though can have. I still think the Chargers can make the playoffs this year. I mean, they're gonna run into a brick wall here soon because they got the Colts in whatever that is, week 5, 6. They got the Colts in week 7, so they're gonna run into a brick wall in week 7. That's gonna be really tough for them when Danny Dimes is just having a party in their secondary, but. Other than that,
That's too easy.
Other than that, they got a cupcake game right before they get embarrassed by the Colts against the Dolphins. So
don't say anything as a cupcake. They just lost to the Giants, for goodness sakes.
That's true. But I would argue that the Dolphins are worse than the Giants. I think the Giants can beat the Dolphins.
I don't know about that. The Giants are pretty bad. I'm questioning what's going on with the Chargers, man. But hey, can we go to the Packers Cowboys game yet? Can we get our emotions off our chest yet, Hulk? Can we get some Jordan Love talk going?
Man, I think that we just wrap it. I think I'd rather not talk about this football game. That's a wrap. That's rest period, episode 5.
All right, it's been great.
I was gonna save that game for the finale, actually.
Oh, we can. Yeah, that's all good. get my emotions out
Yeah.
here.
I want you to really think about that before we dive into it.
all my
but
hurts, all my pain.
all your hurt and pain. I want to talk about the Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders game. I don't know. The Commanders have lost a couple games here down the stretch. I thought the Commanders were going to be a lot better than what they've been playing. I thought Atlanta was going to be a lot worse than how they're playing. But really that whole division, like the Bucks, Atlanta, like with the exception of the Saints, and then I'm blanking on the other team in that division.
The
but
Panthers.
the Panthers. Yeah, the Panthers are really bad. But
The
I
Panthers
actually
beat the
think
Falcons last week.
I actually think the Bucks
They
are
blanked them,
legitimate.
right?
I actually think the Bucks are legit. The Bucks have been playing really well. Like Baker has been playing like the Baker Mayfield that everybody dreamed that he would be. He's freaking good. So I think the Bucks could potentially they're going to make the playoffs. I think that's pretty much a guarantee. But they might even be able to win a game or two. So
Can I talk about Washington, though, to defend them? Jaden Daniels, their best player, has been out. So,
it's true.
it's hard to evaluate Washington without their best player. I think they'll be fine. But I agree with you. I think the Buccaneers are pretty good. I think they're like they're probably better than the Rams. I mean, a little bit better than the Rams. They're probably not on the elite level, but man, Baker Mayfield has been playing out of his mind. And I really like Bucky Irving, their running back. Man, is he good.
Yeah.
And they got Ibuka. They got freaking Mike Evans. They got some cats at receiver, man. I don't know. Yeah, they got a lot of talent.
They got the ghost of Tom Brady for sure.
The ghost of Tom Brady sitting behind Baker, I think,
Yeah.
like pushing him, throwing clipboards.
The Rams got
I think
the Rams got the ghost of Aaron Donald. Baker Mayfield's got the ghost of Tom Brady.
I think the ghost of Tom Brady is out there in Las Vegas watching Pete Carroll chew his gum, actually.
Yeah. No, that's not the ghost of Tom Brady. That's the in the flesh Tom Brady.
That's the actual Tom.
that's
Yeah.
in the flesh, not
Okay.
the ghost. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I think the Buccaneers have something, Hulk. What do you think about Atlanta, guys? Like they take out Washington, who I know are down Jaden Daniels, but still,
Can I just say
they come back. They got wiped by Carolina the week before. They got killed by Carolina. Then they come back and they beat Washington, who, I mean, yeah, they've been playing a little bit worse than we all expected, but
Yeah, I think Atlanta is a 500 football team, and I think that they'll always be a 500 football team.
they kind of stay right on the line,
Yeah.
right? They're 8-9 or 9-8 every year. Like,
Yep.
no better, no worse.
Yep. I think it's still that 28-3 loss. They violently oscillate between the best team in the league and the worst. There's no median.
Goggins, I was literally about to say the same thing. I'm looking at their games right now, and they've basically been each week they go from being like the worst team in the league to like playing like a pretty good team and like almost beating them or beating them. Like week 1, they only lost to the Bucks by a field goal. Then they crushed the Vikings. They did crush the Vikings, but then they got destroyed by the Panthers. And then they beat the Commanders, so I don't know. I think the Falcons could be good. I think they could be decent. Like maybe they slide into a wild card. I kind of find that hard to believe, but we'll see. I mean, I'm looking at their schedule right now. Next week is pretty much a guaranteed loss because they're playing the Bills. They'll probably lose to the Niners, but I could see them beating the Dolphins, the Patriots. They're going to play the Panthers again. They'll probably beat the Panthers, the Saints, the Jets. I don't know. I could probably write them down for just because they're in that weak division. They're going to play the Panthers twice. They're going to play the Saints twice. I mean, that's 4 wins right there. And they got the Dolphins and the Patriots, which are winnable games. I mean, they could be a 500 team that slips into the playoffs.
They got talent too. They got a lot of guys. They got Bijan. They got Drake London, right? Kyle Pitts. I have Kyle Pitts on my fantasy team. He finally did something. But yeah, they got a lot of talent, man. And Jack Nelson, I hope he plays. Shout out to Jack Nelson. But yeah, I think they got a good roster, but
Yeah.
I could definitely see them making the wild card just based on how bad that schedule is that you just said. They got a lot of bad teams that are coming up, so it's all about who you play, right? So I mean, they could make a run.
Yeah. They got the Colts in week 9 in Indy.
The Great Wall of Indy will stop them, though. Don't worry.
Yeah. I believe so. I would hope so.
Man, all I know is, what do we think about Marcus Mariota in Washington? I think
there's a reason he's a backup.
I keep forgetting that Marcus Mariota even exists.
Yeah, I can't believe how gray his hair has gotten. That makes me feel extremely old. Because in my mind, he's still playing at Oregon. He's 31.
He's as old as you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
He's slightly older than you.
This is a brutal wake-up call.
The NFL
it's
will
coming
do
quick.
that to you.
The gray hair.
The NFL will do that to you. Dude,
That's
Marcus
true.
Mariota, he got drafted by the Titans, right? His rookie year. Was he?
Yeah, and then he's been kind of a journeyman. He was on the Falcons for a bit. He's been around.
Yeah, he was the savior of the Titans, and then he didn't turn out to be the savior at all, right?
Yeah.
But he's still in the NFL. I mean, he's a backup, but good for him. He came in. He actually hasn't played terribly, I didn't think.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Jaden Daniels, but I think he's pretty good. I mean, for being a backup, 31-year-old, he's played solid football. I'd actually love to have him on the Packers as a backup. He kind of fits that mold of play like 2 or 3 games, maybe win 2 of them. We have that in Malik Willis too with the Packers. We have a guy that can come in, play a few games and win. He did that last year. He beat the Colts last year, Malik Willis. If Holker calls that, the Packers and the Colts game last year. But yeah, it's great to have a backup quarterback that can win you some games. So
yeah.
Stafford is definitely, going back to Stafford with the Walker, at some point he's going to get hurt, Goggins. So then that backup Jimmy G is going to have to come in. I'm not sure if he's the guy. This happens every year with the Rams. Yeah, Stafford's hurt every year. There's something going on every year. So I'm just saying that's what kind of dictates who makes the playoffs or who makes runs. Can Stafford get through a whole year? It's and I'm not even trying to be funny. Like he's 37, came in with a back injury.
Stafford did take a pretty vicious hit in the Colts game. He decided to, venture out of the pocket and run a little bit downfield, and he did.
Don't venture in the jungle there.
He did take a pretty big hit, but he got up and he kept going. So I don't know. Maybe this old man narrative is not as true. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think
he just needs to get hit in the right spot. He just needs to get hit in the right spot, and then we'll see it.
I'm not worried about Stafford going down, but if he does, Jimmy G playing in LA, that's like a pig in mud. If he could bring San Francisco to a Super Bowl, I think he can win a Super Bowl with LA. So if anything, it's an upgrade. Jimmy G in LA, like, man, talk about a guy that would want to take advantage of the moment. I could see him being.
What are you saying? He's GQ? Come on, get out of here.
That's just
what
vibe,
is this
man.
Jimmy G?
Jimmy G is just an LA man. He's a Los Angeles.
He's an LA vibe. I get what you're saying. Okay. All right.
I mean, look, I think Stafford is the best option, but
no, for sure.
There's layers to this shit, to this Los Angeles Rams team. There's layers.
Jimmy G's kind of a journeyman too. He's been on a lot of teams as well.
Yeah, he has. He's been steady though. He's an interesting character in the NFL. He's done a lot of damage for a guy that really hasn't stayed in one place very long.
Yeah.
For winning a lot of games, yeah, he doesn't seem to stick, does he, Goggins? I mean, he's 1-40, 49ers, he won a lot of games, but it didn't seem like anyone wanted him to be there, so not really sure what that was about. I think it's a stats thing, and he can't throw vertical. And
do you think Jimmy G?
He's just not quite as good as some other guys. But
do you think Jimmy G's?
I don't know.
Do you think Jimmy G's in the conversation for the best backup quarterback in the league?
He's got to be. Cause dude, he
Yeah.
won. He won so many games as a starter.
Yeah.
I actually don't understand why he's not starting somewhere. But
I'm telling you,
maybe he wants to be a backup.
Carson Wentz. Look out for Carson Wentz. But we didn't talk,
He played really bad this week. He played really bad. He had a terrible game against the Steelers. Carson Wentz proved who he is. By the way, he was bad. We could just don't even need to talk about Steelers Vikings. Carson Wentz bad.
Look, he got sacked 6 times for 50 yards.
Hey Carson, throw the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest. I didn't watch that game. That was a little early for me out there in Ireland.
I didn't watch either. I just know Carson Wentz bad. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to move on from Carson Wentz, but on that, yeah, Aaron Rodgers wins that game. Steelers are 3-1, boys. I don't know. Again, Aaron Rodgers at his age, he's I don't know. He's the ageless wonder. He just keeps winning games. So give him credit. I'm not saying it's all him either, and Carson Wentz isn't that bad, but yeah, the Vikings have looked pretty bad in a lot of games this year. Not sure what's going on with them. But the Steelers, I think, are a threat. And that's what I was saying earlier with the Ravens and Steelers. Who's going to win that division? I think it's those two teams. Whoever can pull it off. I don't think the Steelers are going to win more than 10 games. So I don't know. It's kind of a hard call, but they started off 3-1 this year. So obviously they have a head start on everyone else. But I like their rookie running back from Iowa, Caleb Johnson. He's a big physical kid. They play physical football. Obviously, their defense is tough with TJ Watt, the local Wisconsin boy. But yeah, I mean, the Steelers, we all have said this, but Mike Tomlin's a great coach, and Aaron obviously is our old guy from the Packers. So I think they can make a run here, guys. I think they have something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TBD. I don't know. I'm not too hot on the Steelers, but we'll see.
I think it's hard to count the Steelers out. They always seem to make it happen. They always seem to sneak into the playoffs. But I think we should speed run some of these games, and then we can dive into Packers Cowboys to close it out. But I mean, the only games we haven't talked about are Houston and the Titans, which, I mean, Houston destroyed the Titans, which was to be expected.
Yeah, Cam Ward tweeted, or no, he said in an interview, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. We're terrible. So,
yeah.
Not much more needs to be said.
Keep it 100 with us.
Keep it 100. Yeah, the Titans are just not that good. I mean, I don't know if it's Cam Ward's fault or just like the team is just not that good, but yeah, the Lions took out the Browns. The Lions showed the Packers how to beat the Browns.
That game was in Detroit, to be fair.
Yeah.
So different game.
Different atmosphere.
The Lions lost to the Packers, remember, guys. So we can't be crowning the Lions yet. They lost to the Packers.
Miami took out the Jets. I mean, that was pretty much a tank bowl, so it could have really gone either way. Both of those teams are not very good.
Tyreek went down.
Did you say done. Yeah? What happened to Tyreek? I didn't see the play.
His leg.
Did he tear his ACL?
Or a broken leg. He got rolled over. I think he's probably out for the season. So I hate to see that. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Tyreek's a great player. He's fast, obviously.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that
does not help the Dolphins campaign.
Yeah, not good. Yeah, and then the Seahawks slipped by the Cardinals by a field goal.
Sam Darnold.
Seattle.
They're 3-1, by the way.
Seattle's good. We've been saying this. Seattle's good.
That division, by the way, Hulk. So we have the Seahawks winning. They're 3-1. Goggins has Rams winning. They're 3-1. 49ers are 3-1. It's kind of a fun division,
the
actually.
The Cardinals are good too. They could have won that game. It was kind of a flip of a coin at the end.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a fun division.
Like we've been saying,
we said that before the season.
Yeah, that's a tough division. That division is, I mean, all the teams are like right there in the mix. So it's really going to come down to the wire. But I still think Seattle's going to get the best of it. I still think the 49ers are going to get second place. So still holding firm in my belief. And then the only other games we didn't cover are, well, the only other game we didn't cover is the game that's going on right now, Broncos versus the Bengals. The Broncos are destroying them. It's 28-3 right now, which is actually isn't good, which means it's 28-3 in the fourth quarter. The Bengals are probably going to win because that's the cursed score. So
Yeah,
Come back here,
unfortunately, I don't think that they have Tom Brady in Cincinnati. Unfortunately, they have Jake
They
Browning.
don't have the ghost of Tom Brady. Okay.
That's true.
Jake Browning, our followers might say he's better in the pocket than Joe Burrow, but I don't think Browning is quite Tom Brady level.
What was that guy's name? I want to call him out. What?
I think we called him out last week.
Call him out again. The Bengals are terrible without Joe Burrow. That's all I'm going to say.
the Bengals are not good without Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow was basically carrying that team on his back. So,
yeah, they've scored 13 points in 2 weeks without Joe Burrow.
But no, Joe Burrow's so bad, Browning's a lot better behind that offensive line. So
Actually, they've scored 13 points in 2 weeks, and 7 of those points were from a fumble return. So
hey,
they've
Browning-
not scored a touchdown
Browning-
without Joe Burrow.
he didn't make a claim that Browning was a good quarterback. The offensive line is better when Browning is back there.
that's just the weirdest point I've ever heard. Anyways,
It's probably because he throws. It's probably because he throws more interceptions. He doesn't get sacked as much, but he throws more interceptions.
Yeah.
Fumbles the ball more.
It's just such a. What kind of stat is that?
But all right. With all that said, Packers, Dallas, crazy game, 40-40, ended in a tie. What happened? How do you give up 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, the way you give up 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys is that they score a touchdown on every possession in the second half. Or dang near every possession in the second half. That's for starters. It also helps if you fumble the ball on like the 20-yard line. That's an important piece of the puzzle there. Overtime helps, gives them plenty of time to score. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, let's keep our emotions out of it, I guess. But
I would say
Just like
I would say all the points Goggins made are definitely ways to give up 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys.
yeah, I mean, one George Pickens absolutely lit us up. So George Pickens had a great game. I do give him a lot of credit. He made some nice catches. So Dak Prescott played really well. Javonte Williams ran the ball hard. People are kind of underappreciating their offense. I think their offense is pretty good, man. That's not to say that we should have given up 40 points, but the Cowboys actually played pretty well, I thought. They seem crazy motivated in Jerry World. The media hyped this game up, right? Like, the media is just so annoying. I mean, just talking about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons and Dak and all this stuff the whole week. It's like, what do you expect? The Cowboys are going to show up and try to play their absolute best game, right? And they're in Dallas. People are disrespecting Dallas because of the trade. So I actually, I'm not surprised they played their asses off, and they did. They played all out, man. Every guy on that team played hard. That's not who the Dallas Cowboys are. They're not very good, but let's be honest. They outplayed and out-efforted the Packers. They tried harder. Our defense was pretty pathetic, so I don't know. Jordan Love. I'm not going to say anything about Jordan Love. Goggins, talk about Jordan Love. Let's leave my emotions out of it. We'll just kind of.
We were lucky to tie that football game. We were extremely lucky. I will say he did keep us in the game in the fourth quarter with the back and forth. We talked about this today, though. He makes some untimely mistakes, and a lot of it seems to me like those mistakes are just kind of like he doesn't react quick enough. So I don't know. Not saying I can do it any better, but there are days when I miss having Aaron Rodgers in the backfield. I'll say that he was a bit snappier with his decisions. Like, if it wasn't there, the ball was out of his hands. Sometimes Love, I think, holds onto the ball a little too long or kind of tries to force things. We saw that with the pick last week in Cleveland. We saw that with the fumble this week in the first half. Just, I don't know why he was trying to wind up and throw that ball when he had 3 guys in his backfield. But yeah, I mean, it's a long season. Kyle was reminding me today that it's a long season and we have to be patient, but that was a tough one. Tough one for the boys.
I think I got to remind everyone, like, we have the youngest roster in the NFL, and it's not an excuse. It's just the truth. Like, the Packers are young. They obviously struggle on the road. I mean, it's not a secret, right? Every NFL team struggles on the road. There's not a team that doesn't. So we're the youngest team in the NFL roster base. And yeah, I think Jordan Love, obviously that fumble he had really hurt us, right? Goggins, I mean, it was very, very bad timing.
Yeah, just
momentum was on their side. I thought we were going to lose. I thought we were going to lose that game. To credit Jordan Love, I'd say this: he came back, 3 touchdowns to Romeo Doubs. Josh Jacobs had a monster game. Jordan Love actually had a monster game. So I don't know, man. It's Dallas does not play defense. They have no freaking defense. So if we would have just figured out how to get one stop, like you said, 7 straight possessions they scored? That's just like, wow, we got to do something on defense, man.
It's just sloppy mistakes for the Packers are giving these mediocre teams momentum, right? Like, it all started with the blocked extra point return for 2. And, they score 14 points in the last minute of the first half with the fumble. It was just very similar to the Cleveland game and very similar to the way I've seen the Packers lose a lot of playoff games over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So we got to clean it up.
They just collapse.
Luke Musgrave on that extra
crazy
point.
Things start happening.
Luke Musgrave. Okay, if you guys ever played on a kickoff, or not a kickoff, a field goal team, Luke Musgrave's that wing, and he's supposed to block the inside guy. He shifted outside and just opened a huge gap for the Cowboys guy to go inside and block that. I'm like, I've coached a lot of people in my life, and I'm watching that saying, this guy's in the NFL, and he did the absolute wrong thing. And if you notice the rest of the game, Luke Musgrave got pulled out. He was not in there. So, NFL players make mistakes, and it sucks, obviously. And I hope they correct it because we have a bye week. But I still think we have the roster to dominate. We have the roster to be the best team in the NFL. But Jordan Love's got to be even better, right? And I think he was not terrible, but our defense has to be elite, and they weren't elite, man. Our cornerbacks were not doing a great job. George Pickens, I don't know if he's that great. I mean, he had a monster game for Matt's fantasy football team, although I still beat him. Don't worry. The old heads couldn't take me down. But I don't know. The only thing I can say is, if the Packers don't figure out how to win games and be more clutch, and that's maybe Matt LaFleur is part of that, right? Goggins and Hulk, the coach, Matt LaFleur. Maybe we got to get him, focused up a little bit more. So I think it's the coach. The players obviously got to be better, execute better. We can't. There's no excuses, right? They got to be better. So,
yeah, it's not even the fact that they lost and tied these games; it's just the way in which they lost and tied. I felt like both games in the first half, it was obvious who the playoff / better football team was, and then they just had a complete breakdown, just like in both games. Just a couple of crazy mistakes, kind of leading to life on the other side, and then just not really getting it back. So, again, it's early. Hopefully, they figure some of this out, but hard to watch as a Packers fan.
Would you rather be 4-0 right now and not feel great about your team, or be like, okay, the Rams are 3-1, the Colts are 3-1, the Packers are 2-1-1. We've had a few bruises, right? We've had a few punches to the gut. I kind of like that early in the season because I think that makes a team improve more. If that makes sense? Like, I think guys are like, man, we gotta do better, right? So I actually think that's a good thing, because then the coaches can develop these guys. They can push them more. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like, if you're 4-0, it's hard to say as much as a coach. You know what I mean? Like, we're winning, so like, how far do I go with it, right? And we know every team is not perfect. That's pretty obvious, but there's not much more for me to say about the Packers. On the road, they obviously they're struggling. But I kind of like they got some bruises early. The Colts got some bruises, right? You went to LA, you got a little knockout, but it's not like you played bad, right? The Rams, you took a shot, but then you came back and beat the Colts. I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know. I mean, our teams are actually looking pretty good, and the Bills are 4-0. So like, I don't know. Do I feel as good about the Bills as versus the Packers? I'm not sure. Obviously, the record's better, but I don't know. I mean, that's the cool thing. We'll get to find out. You know, it's a long season, and
I think you got to be. I think you got to be. I think you got to be feeling good about the Bills right now. I mean, it's like we were saying. They need a
the Chiefs.
They just need a statement win.
Chiefs.
They just need a statement win. That's it. Then you can feel really comfortable.
That's all I can say, Hulk, is the Chiefs.
The dang Chiefs.
I don't care about the regular season. I don't care. Like,
the Chiefs.
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
The Buffalo Bills could go 17-0 in the regular season, and they could play the 9-8 Chiefs in the divisional round of the playoffs, and they'll probably lose.
That's what pisses me off.
Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, I'm serious. I'm too beat up. I can't.
Dude, the AFC looks really weak through 4 weeks, though. Like, name like, who are you really scared of in the AFC a month into the season?
The Colts, the
Chiefs.
Bills.
That's it.
Chiefs.
Only because they're the Chiefs. No, I'm not being funny.
Yeah, and, Mahomes can, you never know what happens with Mahomes. That's fair.
The Colts, the Bills, the Chiefs.
The Colts look good.
Yeah.
The Colts look good on paper. Indiana Jones is one of my favorite players now. I really like him. I don't know, man. Yeah. The Chargers are 3-1, but I think they're injured. I mean, I had the Broncos playing well, and I think the Broncos will be pretty good. They're, once again, 4 games in. I don't know. I mean, I think the Bills obviously are the best team in the AFC right now, but I sound like a very hurt Bills fan right now, but yeah, it's just hard for me to say anything. Like, if they go 17-0, I'll be sitting here just like, I still can't say anything, right? Like, I can't crown them. I just, like, it sounds so dumb, but like, I just can't do it, man. I don't know why, but
yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think, like, 5 AFC Championship games? 4? Not that many, but they've lost quite a few to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they've lost way too many, hurt feelings at this point. So
the Bills are a team that are really good at getting to the game and then not winning.
No, it's true. Until you win that game, what am I supposed to say, right? Like, it's kind of like the same as Jordan Love. Like, Goggins was kind of spot on today. He said something about Jordan Love is going to be 27. He should be better. I'm like, that's kind of a valid point. Like, Mahomes at the same age had won championships and had done some stuff already. And I'm like, it's kind of hard because the Packers are trusting the guy like Jordan Love, who's 27, to win it all. I just, until he does it is hard to say he will do it, other than we're fans and we hope he does. You know what I mean? Like, Daniel Jones, we hope he does, right? He hasn't done it yet, though, so it's kind of hard, man. It's like, you're hoping for the best, right? You're just hoping for the best.
Yeah. I think that's a good spot to end it. This has been the Rest Period After Dark, episode 5. This has been week 4. We'll see you guys next week for week 5.
Too easy, boys.
A lot of football left. Go Packers.
Go Pack, go Bills.
Woo!